And now, introducing your dungeon master this evening, hailing from the land of Maur. Coming in at 6'1", 235 pounds, it's Dryden, the Dungeon Master, Diekert!
I understood the curtains are going to be pulled, to be completely honest, but that's all right. I was standing in a full pose and everything.
Good.
All right, Dungeons and Dragons. What? I was told I need a microphone. You don't.
See? Those are some technical difficulties. We might be talking about a couple.
All right, you got another button there? Okay. Yeah, let's just get that.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh, wow, this is through the shirt.
Yeah, I know.
Lucky me.
I know. Look at that, eh? Kind of conceals it a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. Goes up towards my face.
Yeah, something like that. Put it on there. Perfect.
There. Ooh,
and that's how you put a little hot mic on, everybody.
Yeah. Woo! So I would imagine it's on now. I'm good. All right, take two. Dungeons and Dragons. What do you think about when I say it? Maybe you think about that Netflix show, Stranger Things. Came out a couple years ago, and it's about 11 with the mind powers and the kids, and they fight the mind flayers and the demogorgons from the upside down. Pretty entertaining show. Team Steve all the way. Maybe you think about Onward, that Pixar movie that came out, Ian and Barley, two blue elves going on a quest to see their dad. One of my favorite movies of all time. Maybe think about that one weird uncle you have, that when he dresses up for Thanksgiving, he really throws on an old Metallica shirt. No laughing at my own jokes. So Dungeons & Dragons is a fantasy tabletop role-playing game. There's no buttons on your Xbox, PC, or PS4 controller that match up with D&D. It doesn't exist. There's no board like Monopoly, Risk, or Sorry. It's a role-playing game. It all happens up here. You do need a few things in front of you, though. Mainly your character sheet, your pen, your paper, rule books, but mainly dice. See, dice are a core part of Dungeons & Dragons. Dungeons & Dragons is a story, and like any good story, there's twists and events that shape the way the story goes that happen out of random writing. There's D4s and D6s, D8s, D10s, D12s, and D20s. Nearest of them all is the D20. So the players get dice, and the Dungeon Master get dice, and they roll them. You don't know what you're rolling for. You're rolling for your character. So let's make a character really quick. There's three things a character is based off of. Your race, your class, and your background. See, your race doesn't do too much besides a few simple stat buffs here and there, but it's mainly what you look like. Are you 7 feet tall, a red dragon? Or are you 3 feet tall, like a hobbit? Doesn't do too much. It's just what you look like. Classes is what you actively bring to the table in the party or your group of players' PCs, player characters. Do you use magic to smite your enemies with your holy god's power? Maybe you use healing spells to buff your friends and protect yourself. Maybe you shoot fireballs from your hands. A lot of cool things to happen with magic, but there's also really cool things that happen with fighting. Maybe you are a sneaky rogue, or you rush in like a barbarian. A lot of cool things to happen with classes, and there's different ways to mix them together. Just like in real life. See, backgrounds is what you were before you were an adventurer. What did you do? Were you a sailor? Did you sail the high seas? Were you a pirate? Did you also sail the high seas? A little different. Maybe you were a sage that one day was flipping through some books and wow, there's a mark on here, you read it, and now you have a God's voice in your head, and that's your whole story. See, those are the players. Now the Dungeon Master creates a story. They provide everything you see, hear, everything. Touch, attack, fight. Dungeon Master gets to make their own characters, which are called NPCs, or non-player characters. Their whole goal is to guide you through the story, or to fight you. It really depends who your Dungeon Master's playing with. See, your Dungeon Master's whole goal is to create a story that your friends fit into. You gotta find your story in real life too. You gotta realize you are your own dungeon master sometimes. Now we've got our character built, now that we got our story made, let's put you in a scenario. There's a troll off in the distance guarding a castle. You've been hired to go fight, sorry, not to fight, to go protect a prince and rescue him from this castle. So back to character building really quick. There's 6 things characters are made out of. Strength, can you crush a tomato? Dexterity, can you dodge a tomato? Constitution, can you eat a rotten tomato? Intelligence, you know tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is knowing not to put it in a fruit salad. And charisma is, could you sell me? Could you sell me a tomato? I don't want any tomatoes. So let's say we use our strength to deal with this troll. We run up, we smite it down. It's one way of dealing with it. Maybe you sneak around the sides and use your dexterity to take out the troll like that. Those are 2 possible answers. So let's say you kill the troll, you loot the body, and you find a piece of paper. On the paper it says LLCRCR. Okay, that's weird, so you stick it away for now. Go through the rest of the thing, you take out a couple more bad guys, and you enter the dark dungeon of the Gloommire Castle. Walking through, and your bumbling dwarf friend, click, activated a trap. Lucky it was only the tip of his sabaton of the boot. Arrows fly past. Almost takes him out. See, that's a problem that you can deal with many different ways. Maybe you crouch down, you try and wedge things under the pressure plates to prevent such actions from happening. Maybe you got that piece of paper, you pull it back out, your evidence from a previous event, your memory. Pull it out, it says LLCRCR. It's 3x6 tiles. Left, left, center, right, and you're through. It's one way of transferring knowledge between scenarios. Maybe you talk to the troll, like your core competencies that our teachers in School District 23 love to have us work with. Critical thinking. Maybe instead of attacking the troll head on, or even attacking it at all, you just chat with them. And you find out his name is Balloonin. I didn't look at that and come up with a name. And that he's actually only there out of slavery. So chained to his ankle to the building. And he's only getting paid in food. So you split some of your rations, a little bit of dried meat, crackers, whatever he wants. Got a friend now. See, that troll can be taken as straight a troll. Or maybe you realize that that is your bully or your troll in your real life. And you take that stuff you gained and learned through that scenario to deal with it. So you don't attack the troll head on, you just speak to it and say, hey man, what's up? Dungeons & Dragons is a beautiful game because it provides a safe place for people to test out new ideas, such as climbing up the castle wall and smiting the troll down, or just talking to it. Core competencies are basically collaboration, which is team building. You're in a team of people. And now since COVID, it's harder to form these teams and play with. It's all about teamwork, critical thinking, and bi-weekly math practice. It's really just rolling a dice and adding 18 plus 2. Woo! Dungeons & Dragons is a simple game. I know it's pretty nerdy, but Vin Diesel and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson play it. Not too bad, if you ask me. So I invite you, try Dungeons & Dragons. Meet up with a group of friends. Come chat with me, I'll be happy to do it. I even got the merch. It's all about finding your community, building your team, and going off and doing adventures together. I've found my team, and a good chunk of you are in the crowd right here. I love you guys. Go find your team. Go find out who you are as a player, and be your own dungeon master. Thank you.